Hello? Can anybody hear me? Is this working? I'm rusty, guys. I'm rusty. Wow, there's so many people, and it's 8 a.m. for me. So I don't know if y'all want to type in just to see if y'all are alive, like what time it is for y'all, where you are right now. And then let me figure out how to show my camera. Hello, Leonardo. Hello, hello. 9 p.m. in Malaysia. Thank you so much for coming in. My camera's a little grainy. How do I? I'm learning the feature. Oh, cancel. I'm learning the things. I'm using a big circle. 6 p.m. Wow, there's so many different time zones. Oh my gosh. I'm in New York, so that's like my point of reference. But I'm originally from Texas. 2 p.m. in Italy. Oh, y'all are in such cool places. Oh my gosh. I don't know any Italian, I'm sorry. I'm Hispanic, so I know a little bit of Spanish. Hmm. Oh, can I add this? Did this work? I was trying to add a green screen, guys. We got 3 p.m. in Romania. Wait, so cool. Okay, yeah, y'all are a lot. I mean, I just woke up and I thought the stream was at 9 a.m. And then I woke up at like 7:40 and I was like, I gotta hurry up. Hello. Hello. Oh wow, this chat's lively. Wonderful. We have a lively chat. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I've already taken like 10 minutes of time just to get set up. So pretty much what we're gonna have here is okay, wait. These there's so many times coming in, I have to like address them. 4 p.m. in Uganda, 2 p.m. in Nigeria. Wait, that's so like cool. Like all over the world. That's so awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so happy y'all are here. I hope like if you don't say throughout the whole thing, that's fine. I hope I can teach something throughout this. And then let me just go ahead and run this query. Okay, so what are we doing today? So I got my MLH shirt on. My name's Ira Escobar. I'm an MLH coach. I'm recent, so I'm still learning. I'm a college sophomore right now, studying in University of Texas at Dallas, and I'm in New York for some. I got an internship pretty much, but what we're gonna be doing today is I have a like template of a expense tracker slash like just like Supabase 101, just like teaching that. I had that set up. The goal is to teach Postgres SQL and then just how it works with like if you have a front end just to do add stuff like that. And then I can I've built one of these like for myself and I have it in like a secret link. But like if I show it, y'all can see my expenses. So I'm not gonna do that. But just know like it's pretty useful. I've used it to like manage my own things and then if we have enough time, hopefully be able to figure out how to deploy it. I'm going off of this with like I have the knowledge, but also like we're gonna pretty much spitball it because that's what you should do in coding. Like you want to have fun. You're like I know there's a thing of like following a plan and making sure you like this, but it's also like the way that you learn the most is by having fun and being like, hey, does this work? Does can I try it this way? And I'm gonna try it one more time real quick because I just saw how to do it. How to open up virtual background settings. Yeah, I have you selected. Reset all. Doesn't work out. Oh, you just had to that's tough. How do I lay myself fully out? Does it do anything? Just makes me smaller. Okay, that's cool. All right. So, is there any questions or anything that anyone has about like Supabase or anything like that? Because or like just general questions that they want to ask so we can talk a little bit. If not, I'll just go ahead and get a repo open and just get us going on this. I'm gonna make y'all talk to me because you have to hear my voice. You don't want to hear my voice. Okay, so one thing that I totally forgot, let me get that for y'all, is I did a very short Discord announcement, but there's also a link that I'm going to paste in the comments. If y'all could please fill it out. Oh, wrong one. This is gonna be for this specific event. It's just to track like pretty much track that I'm actually here doing the workshop. So I'd really appreciate it if you could fill it out and just to like check in. Plus, I think it helps y'all like I think there is stickers and stuff that you can get for free or even like higher stuff if you attend more workshops. And especially if y'all are in such different like time areas, like you're attending, like you might as well come check it out. So I'll give that for a little bit. IPv4? Really? Like you're getting like like restricted access or what do you mean? No way. Where are you based? Wait, it's like a first. Wait, to give some context, I'm I don't know if any of y'all are doing it, but I'm like on the side, I'm learning AWS, Amazon Web Services, and they have like courses on Udemy. My internship lets me get them for free, so I'm like abusing that. I'm watching them for free, and I'm learning about like IPv4, IPv6, VPC, like all this stuff. So I can talk about that too. But Cloud Week is in March, so I'm super excited about that because like I just learned a bunch of stuff, so I can actually teach stuff, which is super cool. But looking over here, we have, let me close referral link. Okay, Dev, let me know. I remember I've talked to you multiple times before. Let me know if there's an issue or something. But okay, I see no questions. I see everybody's ready to go. Let me not take up too much time and let me just start sharing my screen. Hmm. Okay, well, that's awesome. It just took everything. Okay, sweet. Okay, let me go ahead and sorry guys, I'm messing around. I'm seeing how I want to do this. I want to do it from like straight scratch, but at the same time, like we'll be alright. Like I'm just gonna like I need to make sure I can see what y'all are saying, but also like the screen. So I have my iPad connected. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna switch my code to be on the iPad. Actually, I'll switch y'all. I'm moving y'all, man. Y'all don't get my main screen. You're gonna get my side screen. Okay, so we got this. And then let me pull you back up. Gotta communicate. Gotta explain what's happening. Okay, let's go ahead and put me. I'm gonna close my camera down because I know y'all don't want to stare at my face too long. And then now let's figure out how to present. So I'm gonna share my screen. And then let's go to window. Oh wow. Entire screen. Let's do screen one. Okay. Can y'all see my screen? No. That's cool. The browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. What? Technical difficulties, y'all? It says StreamYard is sharing your screen. Oh, there it is. Like popped up. It just popped up, y'all. This is so weird. There we go. Oh, ignore my Fidelity Trader Plus packages. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. Yeah, if y'all interested in stocks too, let me know. I mean, it's what we're working on right now with finance. Okay, so there we go. Wonderful. Okay, sweet. So let me just full screen this, and then we're gonna make it a little bigger just so it's easy to see. And then we don't need Copilot here. Okay, so what do we have here, right? This is a lot of stuff I just did in front of y'all. I'm gonna git ignore. I'm gonna break this down a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the actual Supabase. I want my camera on. I feel bad. Like, okay, hello. Yes, awesome. Everybody can see it. Okay, so I'm on a git ignore now. There should be a README. Let me just like open this up. Yeah, like expense tracker, what we're working on, and then these are all placeholders. I generated this with AI. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like I have my ideas, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do this one. Let's do that one. So this is generated there. I'll open it up better to see it like this. So open in preview, and then let's go ahead and cut this off. Oh, cool. It's not gonna work. Awesome. There we go. All right. So these are the things we're going to work on. We should be able to get most of these done. I'm not too worried about it. The real thing that I wanted to get on here is just like start breaking down a tech stack in a project, the way that it works and the way you want to like figure it out. So usually there's different components to one. There's a front end and a back end. Since it's data week, we're primarily focusing on back end stuff. So data tends to work on the back end. It's where you're taking in something, you can mess around with it, do what you need to do with your queries since we're focusing on SQL, and then you're showing it off in the front end. And that was a very high level, not crazy explanation. So if you have any questions on it, do let me know. My goal here is to teach as much as I can. So if there's something you're really interested in, please ask. I'm looking over here because I put y'all over here, but I see there's a little green dot right here. So, oh, let me get comfortable. Let me get comfortable. Okay, so prerequisites, we're gonna need Node.js and then npm, which are pretty much the same thing, just to download node package modules, and then a Supabase account. Free tier works. And then we're gonna git clone the repository. Also, I forgot to say after this, these are recorded. They're gonna be posted. So like if you're interested in following along after, you can. And then I'll post the repos on like a GitHub profile, on my GitHub profile and stuff. So like you'll have access to it. Don't worry if you ever want to check it out. So we have npm install. Oh, it took me to actual thing. These are just prerequisites. These are things you're going to install into your project, excuse me, so that you're able to actually use the tools. Like npm node package module has like I think that was like 300 different things of just like its front end stuff, back end stuff, just stuff that you can use to mess with Node and make more stuff. And then here it's saying for us to start from scratch or like create a new project. So honestly, let's go ahead and do that. What if I just create a new window? New window. Will it work? Okay, cool. It created it over here. Let me just drag this along. Um, might be exposing myself a little bit, guys, here. I have used Supabase a lot, and if it doesn't work, then we might just create a fresh account from start right now, which would be pretty cool. I need this to drag over. There we go. Hello. All right, awesome. We have one working. Just to be safe, I'm gonna add like another like tab here because if you delete one of the tabs, then it just like doesn't just doesn't this whole window would close. I'm using Arc by the way. And then let me pull y'all up again so I see any questions. Okay, so everybody can see it. No questions so far. Okay, so here we are. We have Supabase. This is gonna be a platform that actually we can just go and check it out. Gonna be a little bit laggy, guys. It's okay. We work with what we got. I'm on apartment Wi-Fi, so it works. All right. So we have this. Build in a weekend, scale to millions. Hey, it's a weekend, guys. We're gonna scale. And then Supabase. Let me turn off my camera because I know it's gonna make me lag. There we go. All right. Build in a weekend, scale to millions. Supabase is a Postgres development platform, and then Postgres is a type of SQL that you can use, and it gives you APIs, edge functions, real-time subscriptions, storage, vector embedding. These are just a lot of really cool features that are on the cloud usually that are really important for like scaling a project and making it huge. One of the things that I'll say though, just so you know, is that this is built off of AWS. So like think about it like let's say AWS goes down and like the Amazon Web Services, then this is gonna go down depending on what service. But they're also a huge like they were startup and they grew up, so they probably have like an insane amount of like availability. So if something breaks, they'll be fine. But yeah, we see here like their main focus is like they have all these features in AWS, but this is to just focus on straight like Postgres SQL because they don't focus on that as much. And then one of these, it's already here. Like one of the main things to show off is row level security. So when you're making a like table of data with information, you can choose what can be accessed and can't, like down to the specific column, which I think is really useful. And then edge functions pretty much are being able to write it to where, let's say this is the globe right now, right? And then you're writing it out like this is where like it's easiest access because you're just closer to the hardware. And then you can write edge functions that can have it work all the way over here, or have it work all the way over here, or have it work all the way over here, depending on just the way that you define your edge functions. Authentication, we know what that is. It's pretty much the adding user signups and logins. So when you have an account, it's able to show like you're able to see yourself pretty much. Like it gives information just to you because you don't want anybody to just be able to enter and see everything you're working on. Storage, that's what a database is, guys. It's for managing data and holding it, storing it, so you can analyze it later. So we see this is an example of holding objects, which you can do like images, files, videos. They all go together. And then the real time thing is just to show like you can actually do stuff. Which wait, guys, I haven't seen this. This is pretty cool. I'm on it. Just doesn't do anything. Whatever. Data APIs, another thing that we want to focus on. When working on an API, which is application programming interface, we're creating functions that specifically work in a sense that the database is talking to our backend, which is then talking to our front end, and vice versa, where they're all working together to make sure that when somebody's on a website, information is being displayed. Like a little plugin. I'm not gonna do too much. I just want to give a quick little example to fit out our time because for the project we can do that. If we go to my website, guys, a little plugin. I might have just made this. Yes, I know. Awesome, right? So if you go over here, I'm just gonna show this off pretty much where I'm gonna show like a finished version. So I have like my hackathons that I've done. I have like things that people have said about me that like oh I'm pretty cool, right? And then like this is not the main thing that I want to focus on. I want to focus on the API part. So here we're gonna have a map of hackathons I've been to. It's more, but I'm too lazy to fill it out. So if I go over here and I go to a secret one, let me see. Does this show what I type? Okay, sweet, it doesn't. See what he had me. All right. So now I have an admin dashboard, right? So this is the part where the APIs are working together. I didn't use Supabase for this project. I used Firebase, but pretty much what it does is, if y'all curious about that, let me know. I can explain it as well. But I made a dashboard. So this is the front end part where we're looking at the actual hackathons. We're have testimonials, we have projects, things that I've done. And this is just me filling out information. I don't have to do any of the API calls or anything like that. Once I do this, then it goes to the back end. When I hit this add button, it's a function, and then it'll add it to the database through the back end, which is an API call. It's sending that information as a packet, not like an actual packet. I'm trying not to like confuse y'all with terms because there's like packet could mean multiple different things, but there is a way and it sends it you can send it in different formats. So when working with Supabase, right? This is a relationship database. So usually when you're sending things, it's going to be in structured formats for SQL queries. So that's usually what it's set up for. Also, I say SQL, SQL. I switch on and off. Also, dang, 33 people. It is so early for me. I thought I was going to get like two viewers and they were just going to like be like, what are you doing? I'm like, coding. But hopefully, if I can just repaste this link. If you haven't checked in yet, please go to this link and check it out. And then while that's going, vectors, these are just going to be things like it says it right here, actually perfect. Integrate your ML models to store, index, and search vector embeddings. You can also use like a vector stuff to do with like databases as well in terms of what's it called, like faster search up time. It just makes it like weights and stuff. But this is for AI week. Too complicated to explain. Data APIs we already talked about. All right, so that was pretty much the little intro to Supabase. Let's go ahead and get over here and see if we can start a new project. If it doesn't let me, I'm gonna probably pause and make a new thing. Okay, MLH. Hmm. Let's do, can I make a new one? Can I do Supabase demo? And then personal, free, create organization. Does it only give me two or does it give me three? We're gonna find out, y'all. If it doesn't, maybe it'd be better to start from scratch. Also, before like y'all see this specific part, I'm going to be deleting all of this. So I don't know what is in here. Okay, I'm just gonna let that slide. I'm not gonna show that. Enable automatic RLS. I won't do that. I'd rather do it myself. All right, Supabase demo, create new project. So here, what we're doing right now is we're going into Supabase and we're creating. It says it in there, pretty obvious. Just to like, I'm not trying to like baby y'all. I'm just trying to show y'all like exactly what it did. It was organization, what we're gonna call our project, and usually they're a lot more defined. Like you can truly understand it off of one thing, but I'm going off of a personal account. You have a nano one, or small. I don't need crazy space or anything because I'm not doing much. But we go over here. Your project has been deployed on its own instance with its own API, all set up and ready to use. Awesome. Own instance means my own database. I don't know if they'll have us with like EC2 containers, but we'll find out. Build out your database. Okay, sweet. So we have all this, and then we can explore the products. There'll be documentation for each of these. We've already looked over these though, so I won't go over them again. And then now that we're here, we've created a new project. I can literally go ahead and go to my oops, I forgot how huge I made this. Let me just make this full screen for y'all. All right. Minus wrong screen. Oops. I'm learning, y'all. There we go. Okay, maybe too small. Okay, so we go over here, we pull up these files, make it a little shorter. And now I have teaching notes, things that go in here that I'm just gonna keep, like things that I can just explain and just go over, just in case just so I'm always yapping to y'all about something. Okay, so let me take off this check-in link because I feel like most people have gotten it. Hide. Okay, sweet. Key concepts, right? Document provides deeper explanation of the concepts covered in the workshop. So even then, like the goal is to just cover these concepts. So we're gonna have this, which is like a universally unique ID or something. I don't remember exactly what it stands for. But pretty much, with when you see this, none of them are the same. They're always gonna be completely unique. And with that, we're gonna have global unique. Yeah, exactly. No, only one per table. Yes. Okay. So this is actually a really great chart. Wow. Okay. Merge friendly, yes, you can merge things, but conflicts can be possible if you have multiple of the same unique IDs, like per different tables, because you can merge tables, guys, with like joins. And uh, I'm debating and showing y'all like what a table looks like already built out, and then because we're gonna build all this stuff out, it's just seeing what. Actually, no, I have this query right here. We'll do that. So teaching tip: ask if your expense ID is five. What is probably the next expense ID? It's six, y'all. This is a short teaching tip. That's funny. And then martial out, there is I don't have it on here. I don't have it on the repo yet. Like because I don't think I'll be able to like I'm gonna go pretty fast once I start going on it. I'll have the repo up like right after, and then you can reference it with the video. I'm sorry about that. Low-key, I'll take that as really good feedback though. Like if people are interested in following along completely, then I have a lot of workshops coming up this week. Sorry, this weekend. So I'll make sure to like if people would prefer to do it in real time, then I'll do it in real time. I just go off of stuff. But if there's any more questions, do let me know, please. I know I sound a little bit groggy, but I'm super excited to be here, so I want this to be a safe space. And yeah, Marcel, just to make sure, uh, I promise that I will get this on a repo and get it like posted up. It'll probably be off of my GitHub just to make it as easy as possible. And I'll make like an organization for it or something to like just post MLH workshops because I have like this. I have a bunch of workshops, y'all. Let me plug myself for like half a second. Because after this one, which running a data dashboards one, and then a social media post scheduler, then we have real time apps 101 the next day, and then I'm gonna do a finance app analyzer with like Yahoo's finance API. Hey, if y'all are interested, feel free to come back and check me out. There are different times though, so I think they're like posted somewhere, like the schedule, but I just have a little Excel sheet that tells me what I need to do. It's fun. Okay, foreign keys and referential integrity. So you won't have to worry about these things yet. These are like, okay, when we're focusing, I made this more of an expense tracker to make it the goal that somebody could use it themselves. With user ID, like it's not gonna be my main priority just because you're not gonna have multiple users on your expense tracker. I mean, you could make it that way. You could make an expense tracker that like has accounts and has them all stored differently. But for the scope of this project, since I'm already 30 minutes in, I'll just go ahead and just focus on that. But yeah, these are gonna be some like functions that we can do, and then like these are just gonna be SQL queries in themselves of like the not null check. All capital usually means it's a defined like word where these all mean something and they'll do something in a SQL query. So you can't like name something this. And then on delete, like these are just more examples for it. And then these are going to be the queries that we're going to look at more where it's actually reading stuff. These are manipulative where they actually like do stuff to it. They'll like add things to it, like on delete. This select all from, it won't do anything like it won't do anything in terms of like manipulating data. It'll just show you the data that's already in there. And then yes, you can create policies, which is specifically for allowing RLS. So this is where since we didn't enable having automatic row level security, which is really important, y'all, for like if you're like building an actual like full scale project, make sure you understand row level security. It's really important. So we'll go over here. I have a .env. I don't know why it looks like this. It's just gonna give me the two things. So let's go ahead and just make this just a regular env. I'll run into issues later if local doesn't work, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so I'll start off with a couple things, right? The next two steps, like I have a script to go off of too, y'all. Like I this is this is my preparation, but I'm pretty much freeballing it. So I hope that works for y'all. Are these check marks? I can actually check? No. So hey guys, I've already done this part where I said welcome and I started talking about it. And then live coding things. So we already went to Supabase. I already have a GitHub account, new project. Ah, this would have been a better name, huh? The Supabase. Oh, y'all, I'm silly. I'm so silly. Create new project. Wait for project to spin up. All right, so yeah, that project. Yeah, you see how it's like expecting 1 to 2 minutes. That took like 30 seconds. So I think Supabase has definitely improved a lot because I remember the days when it was like 5 minutes to get your project to be ready, but they've upgraded their hardware a lot. So we're literally gonna go over here and we're gonna have all of this. This is just a lot of information. We'll go over it right now, but pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go over here. We're going to copy this. And then now that's just the first one we're gonna copy. I'll start explaining them down like what they're actually doing. But here we have like our actual project. There's gonna be different editors that we can use depending on what we're more comfortable with or more curious about. This is gonna be a SQL editor. So I have nothing made. So these are gonna be like terminals. You can add new ones. Like if I hit this plus button, it should make another one. Oh, am I wrong? I'll make another one. Collapse sidebar. Well, I know there's ways to make another one, but oh well, who needs it? So with that, this is where we're able to like type in our command, but I won't type it in too much just yet. What I'm gonna show is the other table editor right now where it's completely empty, right? And you could do this with just our UI where we create a table, we can give it a name, description, and then we can actually add our columns and values for what we want. But then I want to show like how people did it back in the day where they have this, they run it and it's not going to return anything. It's just going to say success. Success is good. So now, just real quick jump, we go over here and then we go over here. It's unrestricted. I didn't add RLS. I can add RLS, but um, I won't focus on it too much. Like I can enable it for this table. But for right now, like I really want to emphasize RLS is super important. But since we're on a timer and I want to make sure I can get through the project, I'm not going to add any security because it's not going to get deployed or anything. But remember, if you are going to deploy this and it's going to go onto the web, this needs to be like on and configured properly. And low key, that might be really useful to teach. So, matter of fact, let's just enable it and we'll see what it does. Yeah, there we go. I can add an RLS policy. I'm trying to like figure out the best things to teach y'all, like in real time. I'm like, wait, RLS would be super useful. So here, we've created this, and then let's see if this will let me do this. On conflict, do nothing. Let's see if I don't know if Supabase can handle colors, y'all. This is gonna be a teaching moment for me too. By the way, just to break this down a little bit, I forgot to break down the last one. Oops. So this is gonna be like the good thing that I think about SQL is that it's kind of like English, where we're creating a table, and if it doesn't exist, then we're gonna call it categories, and then we're gonna have an ID, which is gonna be our serial primary key, which is also unique, by the way. That UUID, that's unique, and then we're gonna have name, which is gonna be text, not null, unique. So it's a text one, and we're saying that it can't. That it has to have a value, like not null means it has to have something in there, and unique, so you can't have repeats. And then we're gonna have an icon, which is just gonna be a string. Text is string, they're correlated, they're the same thing. Color, text, and then we're gonna have created at, which is gonna be a timestamp, and that's what that Z is for, and it defines it all out, like literally up to the second usually. And then now we're going to be able to insert our category options. This is the next query that we're on. So we're gonna have like food, utensils crossed, transport car. You see how it's structured in a format where all of these are just like actual data entries, and that's just a comma followed by it after. That works for me. Let's see if this runs. Forget an error. Success, no rows returned. Table editor. Does it change the colors here? It does not. Oh, I see what it's doing. So awesome. So it's gonna have the colors here, and then the front end is gonna reference this. So when it sees this, it'll know what color it needs to pick. Oh, that's awesome. And then we see here that it's literally followed it up to the like one. So it's 8:38. So this is standard time. Like I think it's UTF. So based off of New York, New York is about 5 hours behind. So you see how it's 8:38 p.m. Oh, sorry, a.m. over here. This is gonna be 13:38. It's like the standard general time that most timestamps start at. But if you click it, it'll adjust to your time, and like it'll actually no, it won't. I guess not. Added value, but it's still structured, and it goes all the way up to +000. It does. Oh yeah, I was right. So if you hold it over, you can see. I can't hover, or it'll like I can't show it, or it'll go away. But it shows that it's UTC. I'm sorry, and then there's New York, and then New York is 8:38, and this how this was made a few seconds ago. And then the timestamp is like a bunch of numbers that are pretty much defining that. And then hello Zainu, thank you, welcome in. Good to see you, good to see you. And we're gonna go over here now. And the next step is just we're still why is this out here? Go away. We're still defining our actual database. So let me just make sure my stuff. What percent are we at? 31? Might have to charge my laptop. So step two, create the expense table. So data concept, table design, to your heart's content, and then create table if not exists. I'm like, this should create it all for us, but let's actually just go ahead and read what this is doing. So ID and user ID, these are both going to be unique because you don't want to have repeats of that amount. We want to have decimals since when you have money, it's not going to be zero. Oh, hey, Jay, welcome in. So pretty much to catch you up real quick, I have a project that I like spun up using Supabase to be an expense tracker. And right now, all I'm doing is just setting up Supabase on the web. So I just have it here. I ran one to create the table, and then now we've put in some data in there in terms of like things that they can do. And then after that, what's it called? The next thing is going to be specifically to create an expense tracker. So like the actual like expenses. So I'm just gonna pull this over here and let it create all this stuff because it already has the information for us. We've already talked about these two. So we've talked about, you can see like they're like correlated. Unique IDs, they're right here. Amount, decimal, and then these are just defining like how far it goes out. And then it has to be greater than zero because you can't spend nothing. Oh, actually, that's really funny. Nothing's free in this world. I agree by that. Yeah, amount has to be greater than zero. Yeah. Oh, let me grab my water, y'all. I'm parched. Okay. I really hope y'all can still hear me. I think you can. We're good. I'm on stage. I see you. Okay. amount, description, text can't be empty. So you see how it starts to get a little repetitive, but once you make the database once, you don't have to do it again, especially if you make it well. So I'll go over here, and then we're gonna copy this, and then let's go ahead and go over back to our SQL editor. And then we could make another one, but I'm just going to like another window, but I'll just run this. Do I get errors? Success, no rows returned. So what do we just do? Just created another expense thing, and then I'll enable RLS for this one too. So we're looking over here, and now we have an expense one. So the next step is probably going to be to create index on user ID for faster queries. Oh, so this thing really wants to do the user auth. Okay, awesome. I'm not complaining. Okay, so let's create an index if not exists for expense date, user expense. Okay, so it's literally doing for all of them to just create an index on them for faster queries. That's cool. I'm not gonna complain about that. I'll just let it work it. Let's see what this does, y'all. It's easier to run it and then just show y'all. You over here, the table editor, still empty. Categories, empty. Hmm. What did that just do? Oh, I guess it's just to make it more robust. Okay, that makes sense. The three. Enable row level security. Hey, we already did this. Awesome. Okay. Security concept, row level security. We can literally just go over like what this is saying. So RLS is one of Superbase's most powerful features, 100%. It lets you like actually enforce it. Oh, guys, it's taking the words right out of my mouth. Enforce data access rules at the database level. And then users can only see their own data. That makes sense, right? Like you don't want users to be able to see other people's data. That's why we have the unique IDs and we have the security. So we're gonna have with RLS, yeah, anon key. This is a security thing. I'll show it later, but we're gonna have to connect it to. We need the anon key to connect it to our project, but we don't want anybody to just have the key and be able to like mess around with it. But another thing, if I go back real quick, if you don't mind me looking the teaching notes, there should be our tech stack was on there. And the reason I added it, I believe I did. Where's tech stack? Read me? Here it is. Vite. So what Vite does is when it goes on there, this Vite thing that goes in front of it, pretty much it allows your API keys to like be exposed in the front end. Like somebody can like inspect element and open it and like see it, but because of like the Vite protection, like the way that it's designed, that it's okay to expose them, they won't really be able to do anything with it, especially if we have good security. Like it just won't do anything. Okay, so back to where we were. Now, let's go ahead and check my time. Okay, so let's go back to our setup. So, I mean, we've already enabled it. So now we're just going to add these policies, and then we're gonna just use the code just because it's easier. So let me copy and paste it over here, and then we'll define it. So we're creating a policy. It's called users can view their own expenses. So we know what it is. And then on expenses, and then for select. So when you're selecting the authorization of the unique ID, it has to equal the user ID. Sorry, it has to equal the user ID to get access. So if this is not true, then I'm not gonna let them in. Okay, so we're gonna run this. It's just gonna say success. It's gonna create this policy. And then if we go over to the table editor, and then we go to expenses. We have one RLS policy now. We go over here. It's defined for us. Users can view their expensive. Select, apply to public. See, it's pretty self-explanatory. And I know there's a lot of syntax here, but the more that you do like hands-on, and then also I forgot to say, I'll provide some resources for after this to like check it out. It'll really help with like breaking down the SQL queries because I'm going like very high level of like explaining these things, but just in case for those that like need intros and stuff, then I want to make sure that people can get the resources for when I'm not beautifully on stream doing it myself. Okay, next one. We're creating a policy. Users can create their own expense on expenses for insert. So you got to be the right person to track your right money. Makes sense. Run success. Now I'm just gonna delete this because yeah. All right. So what this is pretty much doing right now is we're doing something called CRUD. We're defining our role level security for CRUD methods. And then I can literally like, what does CRUD stand for? I don't remember the exact thing, but I just know that's what we're doing. I think it's like create, read, update, delete. So you see how we've had that thing where you can create. Right now we're about to do the update one. Reading is being able to connect your own ID, and then being able to delete expenses. So you see how this is. There's multiple ways to say this, but CRUD is one of the ways. And see how there's multiple. There's also REST APIs, but that's for another time. All right, back to what I was doing. Now we're going to update their own expenses. Awesome. And now there should be one more. Yeah, delete their own expenses. Sweet. We have all our CRUD methods in there. This is fantastic. And then just to verify one more time, real quick, we'll go over to table editor for RLS policies. And now I can zoom in just to show that. Yeah, for RLS policies. All right. So with this, we'll go back to our SQL editor and then we'll go to step 4. Enable real-time subscriptions. So Supabase concept, real-time. This is going into stuff that we don't really have to focus too much on, but you know what? I'll let it. These are queries that'll just add more robustness to the actual project, and since it's there, we might as well just let them run. It's just gonna. All of these are gonna be when we do. If there's not selecting it, we're not gonna see anything here besides success or fail. So that's like a main thing now. Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot. What the heck? All right. This is just going to create a function to get a monthly summary. So we can literally see what it's going to do when it's returning like a table, like month, total, count. These are going to be methods that are being run on it. And then in SQL specifically, it's defining where it's going to be able to display this in a clean format. So toChar is a method. We're getting the sum of the amount, the count of all. When you see an asterisk, that's all. And then we're getting it from the expense table. And then we're setting a condition where the user ID has to be the user ID that's requesting this. Group 2 by char, so we're grouping them so by the char of date, which makes sense. So like the monthly updates, and then order by month descending. So you can see, and then limit 12. So since we only have 12 months, we're not going to need any more. So that makes a lot of sense. So then with that, I think I copied the method over. It's going to make it somewhere. I didn't actually check exactly where it goes. Success, no rows returned. Oh, it's just gonna be a function that can be used by them. Okay, I get it. Where's my table editor go? We have categories. Okay. Now we should be reaching about the bottom. Yeah, you can see over here like how far we are. We're almost there. And then we can get to actually like all of these are empty, y'all. Let me show y'all. This is just for like assets and stuff that I could use for it. Not really like insane amount of stuff. Like yeah, the code's in here right now, but we're not focusing. These are like views for authentication and stuff. It's using TypeScript, but I'm not too much focused on the front end. If the front end breaks though, then we shall fix it because this was pulled 2 minutes ago. So or not 2 minutes, almost an hour ago, but I pulled it like 5 minutes before starting. So not gonna lie to y'all. We do our best here. We do our best. So we're on step 6, insert sample data. And then uncomment and update user ID to use. I guess I just need to make a new user ID. Okay, sweet. We can do that. Your database is not ready for expense tracker app. Yay! Okay, yeah, I was just seeing what the next steps were. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm about to be so lazy, y'all. Let me just open up a cloud terminal here. Someone text me on Discord, but we're not gonna worry about that. Let's go ahead and open this. because I don't feel like doing all this. But let's actually see next steps, just so I can actually give y'all a definition thing while that's opening. I'm gonna have it just create me a user ID and then do all of that. Okay, so we've already done this. We draw on screen. Okay, I'll just show this diagram here. Yeah, it's probably better to show the actual workshop screen. Okay, what you'll learn, right? We have welcome, we've already done this. Start, we've already done this. While waiting, okay, yeah, so while we're making him, it makes these things as well, but oh crap. Sorry, y'all. Let me stop double clicking just to highlight. It makes all of these, but we don't really need to focus on too much. This gets into pretty complicated stuff. And auth system, file storage, which we won't use today. And then this is gonna be the GitHub clone thing. I don't have it on there yet, so it's not there. But know that it exists. And now let's connect our React app to Supabase. Awesome. And it's already kind of done. So, oh yeah, while this is going, I'm literally gonna tell it like here, like let me go to the other thing. I'm literally just gonna say like read Supabase, read guys, I can figure it out, but also like on a timer, I want to make sure I'm actually showing this. So read database SQL and generate me the two SQL queries to be able to create a unique user and then fill in data for them because I don't want to change every single test ID. Be smart. That's all I really got to tell y'all. So while that's running, we can go ahead and go to our env local. So we have two things that we need here. We need the Supabase actual URL and we need the anon key. So let's go ahead and grab these. And remember, I'm going to be deleting this project. So I'm going to expose my keys, but also another tip, do not expose your keys. Like don't show your keys to anybody. And like make sure you don't commit them. So the structure that we have and like you should have for every project is a git ignore where you're defining what you can and can't do. So we see here how we have like the .envs and then we have .local. That's usually like the standard one. But let's say you have a project that's like a monolith, which means it's gigantic and ever expanding. You can have local environments within your local environment. So that's why this asterisk is for all of them. So it doesn't matter what is in here. If there's a .local at the end, doesn't matter what you put in here, it will go into the git ignore and be safe. So that's what's important about these. And then we'll go to our env local, which is safe. And now let's start with the Supabase URL. So how do we get that? So we're going to go over here. We're going to go over to project settings. And then we have a project ID. We have things. These are like important information to definitely keep to yourself. You don't want to show anybody this. And then if we go over here, we can just start like looking around and just reading. So we're in general right now. We go down. There's not going to be a lot of things that we can use. Let's not do this. So let's go to infrastructure. Is it here? Nope, it's not going to be infrastructure. Oh yeah, this is actually some cool stuff too. Authentic version, Postgres version, but like these are all the version things. They're constantly releasing updates, and then you can actually see your like CPU usage. We have a nano one, so it's very small. And we're still only using 2% of it for the queries we run. So I think they're pretty generous. These are going to be for integrations, eventually hosting it on Vercel, but we've been working on it. Also, private link is like that's virtual private cloud. It takes a while. Yeah, VPC. Oh, I'm so proud, y'all, that I'm like learning these things. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Okay, so it's not here. Where is it? Am I silly? What makes me so silly, y'all? Project settings? There should have been in one of these. It's probably in general. Hmm. We are looking. Oh, connect. They moved it. I blame myself. Okay, connect string. You're right. Direct connection. I'm not gonna do this because I don't feel like it. Not IPv4 compatible. Hey, we saw this earlier. Somebody had IPv4 issue. This is just IP, like Internet Protocol version 4. So version 4 means it's 4 digits. So there's like, I don't know, like 4 billion options. And then like there's IPv6, which is like 2 to the power of like 38 or something. It's a huge number. Hey, movie, look at that. We found our URL. but I need this to work with Vite. So let's do Vite. Also, I always thought it was Vite, but oh, is it not a thing? React? There we go. Excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go and copy this. So now we have our Supabase URL. And we're gonna save this. And now we're gonna have our publisher default key. Should be anon key, but hopefully. This doesn't work. Does it look like an anon key? Oh yeah, public key. There you go. This should be public key. Yeah, publishable. Sweet. Might run into some errors there. If it doesn't work, we'll figure it out. Oh. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Okay, that works for me. And then MCP is pretty cool. We won't do that today, but I just really wanted to emphasize like modal context protocol. It's that part that when you're working with like a database and stuff, and we're talking about row level security, MCPs allow you to access that information in a way where it's like a tool for AI to use, and then the information isn't actually exposed to AI. Like your data won't get leaked. MCPs are better at protecting it that way. So let's get rid of this. And we did our connect. We're gonna go back to our SQL editor, and we're gonna delete all of this. And now that we've done this, just follow the steps right here. All right. What? Oops. All right. Here are the queries to test the user. Okay, let's just copy this now and see what it does. So it's gonna make a unique ID. Project, SQL editor. Sweet, we're in the right spot. Okay, so what is this doing, right? Insert, we're inserting the instance ID, AUD, role, email, encrypted password. So these are gonna be different things that are gonna be added on to specifically authentication users, which is a table that comes automatically with having users. Like you can have a thing over here to talk about authentication, but let's see if this works. If it doesn't, then oh well. Okay, sweet. We have an ID. So now copy that return ID. You'll need it for query 2. And then, hey, let's go, guys. It made it so easy. I'm so happy. Replace paste UID here. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll see exactly what it's doing right now. So we're gonna make, I believe this is making dummy data. And then we see that Gen Salt BF, no, whatever. But we see that we've given it things. Now if we go over here, we're gonna see that it's gonna have the test user ID. And it's gonna actually have things that it did. And then it's gonna add intervals of time. So we're making dummy data pretty much. That's all we're doing. But let's see if I do this. What will it do? Run. Successful. Oh, I see a check mark. Oh, I'll change the state. Success. No rows returned. Okay, we have it in there. Okay, so it has ID, unique user, amount spent, description. Spotify, 16 bucks. Yo. By the way, if any of y'all students, you should be able to get Spotify for like 7 bucks. That's the thing. These are expensive. Internet bill, okay, this is accurate. New headphones, accurate. Okay, these are all pretty accurate. I'm not gonna complain. Okay, sweet. Okay, movie ticket 25 is not. Gas, little pricey, but you see here how we have these things defined now. So sweet. We have all this. We have our 2 keys connected to env.local. Okay, that's progress. And now what we're going to do is let me just confirm. Setup complete. Now created. Next steps. We've copied the URL and anon key. We've already did this. Run npm run dev. Okay, let's see this. Let's see how this looks like. So we're just gonna open a new terminal. I really don't think it's gonna be this easy, y'all, because one thing I can also advocate for is AI is not gonna take our jobs. Like it's just not. It's not there yet. People that can leverage AI and have technical skill could do so much more. Excuse me. Still waking up, y'all. So is there a front end? No. Okay. npm run dev. It's gonna happen. It's gonna open V. It's gonna be Supabase our project. Oh, we're gonna have an error.
Okay, sweet. It's not gonna work. Okay, so let's see what happens. Supabase node distance node clients.js. Okay, I'm gonna let this get solved by AI while we just look at the next step so we can multitask. Okay, there we go. Quick little typing. So just looking back on our project while this is clearing and it's shenanigan, we're gonna have a lot of different things here. Silly me. I don't have some of this stuff filled out. I just realized that. Yeah, I think one of these is empty. Oh, it's not. Index, not empty. Which one did I leave empty? I wanted to show y'all one. Hmm. Nope, this all looks right to me. Auth provider, app, auth page if not logged in, layout. Okay, nice. This is pretty cool to show. But we're gonna let this shenanigan a little more. We can go back to Supabase while it does its thing, and pretty much we're just showing off like a format of what it looks like. These are very like they're to guarantee uniqueness, so it can scale up to one user or like a million, and people are constantly changing. See just how long these are, right? And like each unique ID for each different amount, because you don't have repeat, like you don't want to buy the same thing twice and like mark it. Like if I just took the bus, I don't want to put that I took the bus twice at the exact same time. We don't want to duplicate because it doesn't make sense. So all of these are going to be completely unique. Some have numbers at the beginning, some don't. And you see at the end, some have letters. Like this is huge. Like with like this range of numbers, let's just say it's infinite. Like you're not going to be able to fill it out. And like if you add just one extra letter, it like multiplies it like exponentially. So that's what's pretty cool about it. And then let me go ahead and wait. Sorry, I was fixing my fan. Okay, we have these two. Let's see if it's going to give me that query. Remove corrupted node modules. Sure, we can remove that. See what it does. Now seeing that I have my MLH projects. All right, I'm gonna let it run that. We're just gonna go ahead and just look at some other stuff. We have more colors here for what it's gonna look like. So, okay, I didn't even know this, y'all. We're gonna copy Superbase's colors. Nice. That works for me. I'm not complaining. So if we go over here to teaching notes, there's errors now. Uh, Let's do the workshop one to figure out because the next step honestly is just getting this to run and then messing around with it so we can actually add stuff to it pretty much. So we're at about 9. My laptop is starting to die. 23. Hopefully it can survive. I have a charger somewhere. I just gotta find it. I don't wanna make y'all wait for me to be like finding my charger. But as we're letting this thing is taking way longer than I thought. Okay, that's fine. It's configuring it. That's cool. So we'll go over here and I'll go ahead and just start explaining like the structure of a project. So usually right now it's very simple. Like we've added row level security and we have our front end, which is in React with Vite. So when looking at this, we're going to see different components that we're going to display. And the components are going to be like the structured format of being able to call these like relatively. Like you can call this multiple times for multiple different pages. Like if you have a bunch of different authentications, then you could do so in a clean format and have it separate everywhere. You want to have one component for dashboard, which is these own TypeScript files, and then expenses, layout, context, which is going to be the authorization context. And then this file creates oh, look, all of these give like exactly what it does. Really? Wow, this is awesome. So auth page. Yeah, it's better than I thought. Right. So auth page, I can literally just go down these while this thing is fixing my node modules. And then we're gonna have the computer architecture. This is a container component. Yeah, container that manages which auth form to display. So depending on the type of authentication, whether it's login or sign up, you can have it all on one page. I usually separate it, but oh well, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm not too worried about that, y'all. So I'm just gonna let it run. Oh, this thing is taking forever. My bad, y'all. It's on me. This is being configured as we speak it. Okay, while it's running, what is it waiting for? Is it waiting for me? Oh no, it's installing. It's doing a bash script. Okay. So going over here, we have our tables defined. And then let me get out of expenses and just show categories. And I just want to show that like with this, it's super easy to tailor it to you. I'm not going to add any stuff just to ensure that it doesn't break more, but pretty much I have the working project in another one. So if all end all comes all, I can just show that working version. I just need to switch out the keys pretty much. But with this, we have the two connected. And then let me just go back and check anon key because I think public key worked. But if I go to I want React with beat. But this can also use no. Wow, this is nice. They've really upgraded their documentation now. I don't know. Okay, sweet. Verify V works. Yes, please. All right, y'all. Yeah, I guess it's going a little slower. My Wi-Fi might be messing up. I hope y'all can still hear me. So we can go ahead. Oh, perfect. I just realized what I could do in this time while it's running. Let's go ahead and show off some resources. So right now, I also want to advocate that I am GitHub Campus Expert. So if I go to GitHub Student Developer Pack, and if you're a student, you can get this. It won't be accessible to everyone in every region. I cannot guarantee that yet, but hopefully it will be soon. And if you have a school ID, then you'll be able to go to this website. So I'm gonna see if I can show off the website. If not, oh well. But pretty much over here, it should log me into mine. But there's like $3,000 worth of free stuff, which I know is a crazy number, but it's like small portions of like so many different options. Plus like Copilot, and then it's like workshops for you to learn. There's a bunch here, but there's one specifically I'm trying to find. I've already used it. Here, Launchpad into JavaScript. So JavaScript is a polyamorous language where it can do object-oriented as well as functional. That's pretty much a bunch of buzzwords to say it has a lot of versatility. You can do whatever it wants. And in this bundle, which there's way more offers. As like look at where we are compared to how many we've already seen. And here there's going to be like launch intro to JavaScript. That's going to come with Scrimba. And then if we go over to Scrimba, which you can pay for stuff, but you don't have to at the same time. Like you pay for like their main feature, which honestly I say is pretty worth it, where it's like you're you're watching a YouTube video and you can pause a YouTube video and like go into it in real time and mess with it. So there's like learn SQL. I've already completed this. It's for beginners. It was 4 hours. It's pretty nice. So as you can see, like you can just learn a bunch of different things. Maybe I don't know how to do injections, I guess. And then like with this, there's more things that you can do, but it gives you a lot of like really great like breakdown like exactly what's happening and doing all of that in short videos. And then these little like challenges are like actually coding in them, and you don't have to like do their thing. You could instead do like you literally just have it on the side like what the query is, and then just have like a dummy database and then just start messing around with it to see how it works. You never have to like I would never recommend spending money, like especially with all the resources on YouTube and stuff. You can learn easily. Like there's code with Mosh. Matter of fact, let me show these exact names because I know they're hard to spell, but like just a lot of great YouTubers for things like this. And then like there's a good person for everything. Coach Machi is very like he does everything. Like this guy has his own platform, but he also has like millions of subscribers on YouTube. So is this still going? All right, sweet. Okay, so now if we go over here and let me just restart this terminal by deleting it, opening up a new one. If we hit npm run dev, what happens? It should open up a local host to like 8081, or is it 3031? We're at 5,000. It should be 5,000. Oh, a little like note for y'all just to know, if you're ever on a MacBook and you do port 5,000 and you have AirPlay on, it won't work because AirPlay uses port 5,000. So like that's just like a tiny thing. If you ever notice that like a hackathon, also my numbers are way off, 5174. So it should it might open this. Okay, sweet. It opened it on this screen. Okay, let's see what errors we're gonna run into. Let's see. Cleaning off my screen. I'll give it some time to load. Oh, nice. This is nice, y'all. Okay, so just to confirm, okay, this is stupid base things. Let me go ahead and pull. Let me do this, and then oh wait, I'm trying to open in here because then it's gonna go. Yeah, it went over to my other screen that y'all can't see. So low key, let me just open up a local host here. Localhost, and it's what 5174. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. HTTP localhost, and then what was it? 5174. Really embarrassing if I can't type this, y'all. All right. Do we have any questions so far? I have just been like plowing through this and just like talking to myself. So please, like, if there's anything you're curious about or want to dive into more, or like if I've been doing bad, like y'all, I cannot get offended. And like if I do bad, I do bad. Like it's not to say that I am. It's to say that I want to talk to y'all and like get y'all's experiences. Like I love when people reach out to me after with like questions or just like asking me things. Like if y'all are curious to do that, so like please do so. My website's here. That's my name. You can see it. So feel free to reach out after, if, even if it's just like general questions like about like computer science or like just like curiosity on things. Like feel free to reach out. Like I genuinely like I joined as an MLH coach just because I love talking to people so much and bringing that technical perspective. So it's been really fun to do, and I hope to see some of y'all at hackathons. I'm in US and I know a lot of people aren't, but we're expanding heavily, and hopefully one day I can come to cool places like Nigeria or Italy or all of those fantastic places. I'm from Texas, so like I'm only in New York for this internship, and the only other travel I do is because of MLH. So I have no other experience. I've never been anywhere else. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal where it said, I don't remember what exactly it said, where for that unique ID that we created it, yeah, it's a login. So we're gonna have this and it's password 123. So this should work. So if we log in, we should already have our auth set up, which we can show later. So I'm typing password 123. And if it doesn't work, oh well. Yep, database querying scheme. Oh, sweet. It gives me errors right there. Test user at demo.com. I'm going to copy that. And it's password 123. Let's try the password again. Maybe I just spelled really wrong. Okay, sweet. Let's see here. I'm doing the exact. I might break it because I'm not double checking, but uh-oh. Database error finding user. Are they switched? Tester at bro.com. Invalid login credentials. What's the error we're getting now? Just to show as well, like something that you can do is also like debugging through here. Like you can just see exactly what's happening. Okay, sweet. So we go over here and we see the package JSON error file not found. Okay, sweet. So what we're gonna do is just we're gonna have to leverage AI, y'all. I'm so sorry. But like just to show like the thing is you can just tell it like, hey, my invalid login credentials are not working. So like ask it why, right? But if you go over here, I think it's a little better. You can copy this. You get the exact like file not found, the error code, which is 500, and then you get like a link of all of it, of like where it's connected to, just so many things. So let me go ahead and actually copy all of these because I messed with both of them, which is useful because now we can see, be like, hey, this does not work. Figure out the problem because I've given it a starting point. Why it didn't work, and then 6, and throwing a little lull in there just because we can. So with this, we're having auth issues. So I'm just gonna look in here and see what's happening. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me lower this down. Teaching moment. Yeah, Boolean state to toggle forms. Yeah, you have use state true. Okay, so usually that's so actually I don't know that. Wallet? You have a wallet component? Where's the wallet at? Take me there. Ah, okay, so this is how it's being defined. Oh wow, this is really thorough. Like I would not do this, but I guess Lucid wants to do it. But we have a UI. Loki, I could probably just like break through it, but maybe not. Hey, look, built with Supabase plus React. Ah, it's so pretty. But yes, you can tell this is straight vibe coded with like this logo and tracking your spending, like all this on there. All right, let's figure out what's happening. Why isn't it running? While we're here, more resources. So I've already given this. I've given the GitHub Student Developer Pack. If you have any questions on this, then please let me know. There is going to be like a lot of things on here. Like JetBrains is an IDE. GitHub is the thing that we use. Codex is to be able to learn like it's the same thing as what's it called? Scrimba, but like gamified a little better. VS Code, even though we have this. You can get VS Code for free. Some of these are a little goofy, but you'll tell them I said that. All right, are y'all still alive? I feel bad. I feel like just yapping over here. Any questions for it? Anyone have anything they want to ask, or just like say hello, or say a fun fact about themselves? I want to read some chat while this is all going. Yes, you can read my .en. Oh, did I give the wrong key? It was the public key. Maybe I was wrong. Okay, why isn't it working? There we go. Hello. Aw, thank you, Rabia. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I am. Hello. Oh, we have Twitch and YouTube. Oh, great. Great engagement. All right. So I have this going over here. Let's think. Let's think. Hmm. I might just go ahead and also talk a little bit more about SQL in general. Just to give an example, matter of fact, while this is running, I won't bring my face back because it'll make it laggy. Just pretend I'm here talking. Well, I am talking, but like pretend I'm talking, like, and you can see my gorgeous face with my goatee, right? So just like to reiterate, like the stuff that I'm working on right now, and it's like it's not a big project, right? But the things that you learn from it are essential in the workforce. Like right now, I'm working for the Royal Bank of Canada in a more technical internship, and this. Oh, sorry, Rabia. Yes, you created very okay. Yes, yes, thank you. Awesome. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Awesome. So with that, I was like corrected. I was like, did I correct myself? Awesome. Oh, pronounced. Okay, great, great. So with this, oh, looks like we got an error. No way the project is paused. Internal server responses to supervisors like music project sounds whenever it's a chance to work. Most likely cause might just be because of I have other projects in here that are 100% paused. So if I go over here, I'm reading, sorry y'all. Your project is paused. Future projects on a pause after 7 days of inactivity. Go to supabase.com/dashboard option, click open. So there's a lot of things you have to verify. Hey, this is great. We're debugging in real time of like what doesn't work. Okay, so we'll let this load, and I'll talk about SQL. Like, I'm using it so much in like my day to day, especially with like working at a bank. They have very stable positions in handling all this. Also, what? This is active. Is this not the one we were just in? It is. Yeah. Okay, it's active. So yeah, project status. Yeah, it's all healthy. Okay, sweet. Okay, so that was not the error. Project settings, confirm the anon key, then matches your. Oh, y'all, I might have the wrong key. Let me go over to here. Let me go over to here, and now let's go over to project settings. And there should be an API. API URL. This is for REST, though. I need the anon key. Vault? Nope. All. Hmm. Loki, let's just give it this one and see if it's right. I'm just one thing I'll also say is I don't recommend giving it to AI, but also like this is all gonna get deleted right after. Okay, is it this? I'm learning as we go, y'all. Authentication providers, make sure email providers enabled. SQL. If I can type SQL script. All right, we'll give it that. We'll give it that time, and then I can just give some examples of how I'm using the project. So I won't give too hard of like specifics, just because like company policy and keeping it safe. But pretty much what what we have right now is we like banks, like huge corporations like this, have databases with thousands of tables and thousands of columns and millions of rows. And with that much information, it's really hard to process. Like you need to find trends and patterns that can be used. And SQL is super old. Like when was SQL founded? When was SQL like SQL has been back in the day, in my opinion. Like it's been used so long. I'm 20, so of course I'm say back in the day, but yeah, 1910s, like cinema. The query language. Gotta give it all caps so it knows what it's doing. 1974. Hey, I probably taught that. I just forgot. You learn from the best, huh, Rubium? You learn from the best. Good comms. Got it before me. Oh, IBM. My friend's gonna intern here. That's so cool. Okay, so yeah, 1974. That was like I don't even know, like 30 plus years before I was born. So banks have been using this since forever. So with SQL databases, like there is a good six-figure job out of just being able to query properly and like find trends and patterns. That's what a data analyst is. And like it pays pretty good. I'm doing a little bit of that work on the side. So oh, yeah, manage commands. Just gonna get a diagnosis. What? As it's using MCP, I guess for the security stuff. That makes sense. So it's all running in the background. We're gonna have this running over here. We're gonna have all of these functions. Y'all, I probably should have tested this before just throwing myself into it. But if it doesn't work, then I shall show my own expense tracker. And then I'm going to add security to it right after. Because I'm exposing myself. I have my really cool website. Oh, maybe I'll just give out screenshots. I wonder if I can even do that. All right, so I'll probably run the workshop for 15 minutes more just because my laptop's about to die. I don't have a charger on me. This is so funny. Also, I apologize if this is a little bit scuffed, y'all, but I'm having so much fun. All right, please, somebody ask me some questions right now. Let's get a conversation going. It can't just be me yapping. I'm not the type to just yap anyway. Okay, let's see while this is going and see if it runs a little better. Because the goal is like we got to the end part. It's literally just getting it to run. And once we get it to run, we can just show like the usefulness of it and then getting like the actual data and printing it out. But hmm, final thing I can show right now while we're here, just in case, one final time, just to be very annoying to y'all. Let me go ahead and show this. Please check in if you haven't. I would really appreciate it. And then let me let this run. It goes a little bit slower when I'm streaming just because my poor little laptop is handling all of it. Yeah, I'm touching the bottom of my laptop. It's hot. I'm definitely gonna give it a break after this. So then now we're going to run a shell command. Like, yo, if you aren't using Cloud Code, I highly recommend it. I pay $20 a month though, so like it might not be accessible to everyone, but there are definitely alternatives to it. Just being able to use a like client thing is so useful. Like it's made my day-to-day so much easier. Like I've built my expense tracker, I've built what's it called? A like translator, like where I can say like super technical stuff in English and then it'll break it down to simple stuff in Spanish for my mom to understand just because like Hispanic excellence. And I've also built some just other stuff to just help me out with like understanding stocks and like pulling information. So those are really useful in my opinion because now I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where I want to invest and I know if I'm allowed to do it or not, which is pretty cool in my opinion. But let me go ahead and give this a little bit more time to run. It's taking forever. Maybe I should have done Opus mode. Also, let me think of some other resources to give y'all. I could honestly just do this. Watch what I'm about to do, y'all. You're gonna be like, wow, he pulled this out of thin air. I'm gonna make sure this project runs. And then another thing to emphasize for that person that talked at the beginning, I'm gonna make sure this is in like a better state for working, and then it's gonna be uploaded to GitHub by the end of today. I'm going to make sure that of that. So let's go ahead and do wrong workshop. I need this thing to evaporate faster. Evaporate all the water. It's in README. Hmm. Let's do that. Oh, oh, great question. Let me just type in this query and I can answer that. Oh, hackathon experiences, man. I got you for that. Okay. So the question, matter of fact, I'll even put it up here because first first question that I remember off the top of my head that's like pretty authentic. So, hey, what kind of projects will you suggest for CS students? Am I done? For your page? For your project? Full stack and AI machine learning domain. Okay, so full stack projects, that's definitely gonna be like okay. I'll just start giving perspectives of like industry and stuff, and then final year project. Oh, that's awesome. Oh wow, that's really cool. Oh yeah, congrats, you're already there. That's awesome. I'm not there yet. That's awesome. So with that, I'll say that I guess if it's final, use what works best. I was gonna give you like corporate, like what people are actually using in the industry, at least in bank terms. But with that, full stack, usually the front language that's always best is React, and you can combine that with like Next.js or Vite. I recommend Next.js just because you can protect your stuff a little better, and it has server side rendering, so you can make everything look a lot cleaner.
And then for your backend, it's whatever you prefer. Like if we do it in AWS terms, there's graph databases, there's relationship ones, there is DynamoDB, which is just like random schemas. So you have a lot of options in the sense of like for the tech stack, you don't have to worry too much on it. And now that I've answered that, let's actually go to what kind of projects. So you can do like, okay, if you're gonna do AI and machine learning, the thing that always gets like people really giddy is what's it called? Somebody needs to remind me if I get asked a query, I need to just tell it yes. But pretty much, what's it called is let me just let these queries keep running. Computer vision using like GCP or sorry, Google Cloud Platform or anything. Yesterday it was 69. Now 17 here. Motivation is really incredible. A little lost. I don't understand the question. I'm sorry, but with the sorry, going back, I'm very bad at moving on to like other things, but okay. Computer vision projects where like you can analyze like an example would be you have a full stack project where it's connecting to somebody's phone and then they can just like take a picture of like list or like the grocery store and it like tracks what they're getting and then it'll show like possible recipes that they can do with it where you're combining all the things together. That's one example. Another one could be like maybe one of the things that I know that one of my friends built was he has like a bike collection like motorcycles and he has a thing where he takes a picture in like he's technical so he takes a picture of like parts of his thing and just tracks like the wear and tear compared to like before so he sees like what eventually he needs to replace and stuff just stuff like that like the day-to-days like helping out with that and like computer vision in my opinion is really cool but you can also use it to like analyze and like predict things, like predict what's going to happen in a video game or predict what's going to happen in like sports. And yeah, that's super cool. Uh, Gustav, if you could give me some more context, I could better understand. Also, of course, Kodak. Hopefully, I was able to answer your question. Let me know if there's any like more things, any more like interest in like specific things to do. But also, you know what? I'm just gonna tell it. I'm literally gonna tell it. Get rid of auth. Like just get rid of the auth for now. Let's show, and then I'll fix it. I'm gonna stress it out by saying I'm in the middle of a stream. Maybe that'll make it like put some pep in its step. But with this, let me. I think I forgot to copy something. Unless I did. Hey, where'd it go? I can verify all the information with an old. I'm waiting for it to load for suspense. Boom! Global Hack Week. This is for the last one. But it's SQL focus. So the basics of SQL, right? These are the things that we've already done. So this is the other one. Select, insert, update, delete, product commands. It's going to be somewhere on these slides. I'm just going to go over these briefly while I'm letting these queries run. And then I'm going to make sure to be better prepared for the next one. So I'm sorry about that. And then Kostov, um, yeah, it's probably everybody, man. It could be anyone. Why you gotta add dude? So with that, let me go ahead and just I'll answer it. So have I ever won a hackathon? I've placed second in two of them. Usually I'm more on the organizing side. I enjoyed that a lot more. Also, one thing I'll say is like just for y'all to know, like just something I can just say, like there are a lot of people that like cheat. It's just very hard to control, but like we're getting a lot better at finding it. So the goal is of course to win and get prizes and that's super fun. But what you get out of it, in my opinion, is just meeting a lot of new, fantastic, amazing people and also just like doing all of that. Hmm? What do you mean you're not Custom, you're totally eligible for hackathons. Like if you go to DevPost is like all the hackathons. There's hundreds of virtual ones that you could join if you're interested in them. Highly recommend doing it. Like in my opinion, hands on and like building something out, even if it's just for like 10 hours, you learn the most from it because it you're hands on. Like you're genuinely having to like do these things. Also, turn around, gonna stop. Yes, edit it all. Oh, wait, okay, give it to. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not all about winning, in my opinion. Like I'm not gonna log in because then it's gonna take me to the MLH account. But they tailor this for you, and there's beginner friendly if you're interested in machine learning, so you can practice it. Internet of Things, fintech, virtual reality, augmented reality, a bunch of different stuff that you want to do. And like we see, like there's prize and stuff. These are little hyper, like they're not these big, but like it's still pretty good. This is the website where if you really want to join a hackathon, like go through here. There's also Dora Hacks, but I'd recommend this one over that one every time, especially since you see that trusted by these. So these are all huge companies, by the way, like gigantic. I think this is the smallest company, but even then, I don't know that. But let's say I won two. But yes, Costa, you're speaking facts. Like, um, one of the things that I saw was that somebody competed in a high school hackathon, which you would have been valid for, and they were actually older than me. So that was very fun to figure out. We had to make sure that like that does not happen again. So we put in some more things. Also, hello, Shri. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Welcome in. I'm showing off some hackathons for Costa just to show that there's definitely ones you can join if you're interested. I see how all of these are online, so you could do Elasticsearch Agent Builder. I want to test getting a little more lively. Okay, I'm just gonna allow all edits. Oh, is this gonna make me type 22? Awesome. YouTubers. Okay, those people hyper like my goodness, they are like fakers. The ideas and things that they build is like is just like it's ideas. Like there's this guy I know, I'm not gonna out him, but he had like 2 to 3 ideas that he would recycle depending on hackathon, and they were great ideas, of course. But he would just copy and paste the code and win. So he has a bunch of wins under his belt. I don't think they're authentic, right? But at the end of the day, each to their own. You do whatever you want to run, and like I'm not gonna judge, but also like make sure that like you're actually like the goal is to actually learn something out of it. You can win as many as you want, but if you don't know anything at the end of the day, it's not going to help you as much. Let's open this. And Kostov, you are correct. So to get MLH swag, yeah, you do have to what's it called? Like yeah, 10 streams. Oh, I can give you the so you can actually like get the link. Let me find it. I'll show it right here. So if you go to this link, what's it called? Oh, the thing is appeared. Shri, if you go to here, you do this, and then use what is EFWH? I don't know what that means. Hmm. Okay. So, whoa, this is it all just popped up. Okay, sweet. So we'll end this off with me just showing off what it would look like, everything working, and then I'll make sure that it works. And also just give a little note. Please do not share contacts in here. This is recorded. Okay. So with this, what we're going to next show is what's it called? Is for this expense tracker, what's it called? The total spending. We're gonna have $550 over here. And then we're gonna have y'all are distracting me so hard. What are y'all talking about? Switch, what are y'all doing? Stop talking about that. Y'all confusing me. Okay. So with this, what I'm just no, do not share your contact. I mean, unless you want to record it, and like anybody can click and like access you. But you know what? Feel free to do it. I'm not worried about it. But okay, I'll just show off this screen for like the ending part. So we're gonna see here like it's a clean format and trends that you can get out of it. Our spending trend, it's very static just because we haven't done like
crazy amounts of stuff. We've only done spending for like a month theoretically. And then with this, we'll see the total spending is 550 bucks. And then these are going to be the dummy datas that we added. So theoretically, if I add another thing for, oh yeah, it's Valentine's. And then we do this. Hello. Hello, Tabia or Tapa. And then we're going to go over here. And let's say we spent $100 on groceries. Let me just make sure my laptop might die. So I'm probably going to end the stream right after this just to make sure. And then this is food. So we're going to add expense. Oh, there's already groceries. And then, oh, in real time, it updates it. That is so awesome. Okay, let's break this thing. Matter of fact, this is gonna be the final query that I do. Spend $1,000. Let's say I actually spent 1,400 on the new iPhone 17. I guess it's not that new anymore. Let's do this other. So now if I do this, we'll get to see it update. And then I'll add expense. Boom! Now it broke it, but now we see our spending is getting a lot worse. Uh-oh. Can I delete some of these? It does let me delete. So if I delete this, does a real-time update? That is so cool, y'all. I'm gonna add this into mine. I didn't realize there was actual real-time update. Okay, ended. So I'll go ahead and show exactly what I can just real quick summarize what happened. So I have a repo where I added some code in it and ran some SQL queries on Supabase to set up a database, and then our authentication completely failed. So I'm gonna fix that and get it pushed to a repository. This is gonna be recorded on YouTube, so you can go back and reference it. And then with that, you can go ahead and like see that this is after like logging in after it failed, but we'll see that you can create things like a spending trend. You can have categories with showing what it actually is, and then a real time update. So like I'll add $3,000 to like I don't know. I spent Bob. Transported Bob, and it'll just real time update, like move everything, and then do this, and then oh I didn't actually pay Bob, so let me delete that. So that's what I think is really cool about this, and it tracks expenses, my average spending, and I think it's super cool. And then, oh my God, we have people sharing. Oh, that's great. Honestly, pretty good community. But don't worry, like this will be recorded on YouTube. You can go back and reference it. I'll sound a little goofy in my YouTube recording, but that's totally fine. I'm not worried about it. And then what we're going to do then is this repo will get pushed. I will show it at the end. I'll just show my GitHub pretty much on like I'm not expose myself too hard. But let me get rid of this. That. And I'm gonna let this load. My Mac is about to die, lol. So let's go over here. And then eventually, also feel free to follow me, y'all. Feel free to follow me on GitHub. I have no, what's it called? No followers at all. Maybe like one or two, low-key. Yeah, I have 6, and I'm following 13 people. Oh, 13, I guess. But with this is mine. Also, I highly recommend having a GitHub README. And then, what's it called? Hey, Nid, the thing's gonna be recorded. So it was about Supabase. Like I covered it and like talked about concepts in it, and then used it to be able to build this expense tracker that's over here. Like I'll just show it again, this expense tracker. And then we're about to end the stream right now. So, oh wait, sorry, let me answer all the questions. Yeah, so it's gonna be focusing on data. Great job, Costa. So you haven't gotten the swag for the last month. There's usually it might be a little different depending on where you are, but typically they send it out. My guess is like 2 weeks after. They have a special team for like handling like logistic stuff. I am just a contracted coach, so I do not know. I'm sorry. I wish I could get you a better answer, but this is gonna be this. I'm gonna generalize it more so that everybody can start their own and get something built out from it. And then with this, it'll be over here. So if you go on this account and you eventually go to repositories, there will be one specifically for that out. Oh yeah, of course. I can finish. I'll finish off by explaining. So let me go ahead and show this comment. So can you help a bit out? I'm new. What's swag, by the way? Okay, data week. So what is it? So I'm going over like
understanding like data stuff. Like I talked about Supabase, which is a platform to help you run SQL databases. And then, yeah, Kosov is giving better. Kosov is cooking right now. Hey, second temporary MLH coach right here. He's cooking. So there's going to be lists that you can go to. And then there's going to be what's called workshops that you can attend. So to get points, and then the more points you get, the better stuff you can probably buy. And let me go ahead and show this. I'll end it off with showing this link. You can feel free to like take a screenshot or just go to this and then sign in for the workshop. So I'll give about a couple minutes to just let this sign on, and then that'll low key be it for me for the stream. I just want to say thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all dealing with my errors and everything. This has been super fun, and I hope I was able to accommodate to everybody. Do let me know if there's any final questions. Also, oh, everyone's so nice. Look at everyone working so hard. I don't know if the YouTube fam is here, but we have so many people helping. Thank you so much, everyone. Google Arcade, yo, are y'all like 15? Oh, that's so fun. Street is so silly. All right, y'all. So it'll be on this repo right here. Yeah, questions. Oh yeah, yes, correct. No, the streams are gonna be once a week. Like they're weekly. Sorry, they're once a week every month. So like, and there's different themes. Like the first January is always intro to things, so like intro to anything new. And then this one's gonna be data week, so focusing on more backend stuff. In March, the next one is going to be specifically cloud, so it's gonna be focusing on like cloud resources and such. Yes, Kostov, you're just. I'm literally. I'm like, let me pull up a resource. You already have it. So if I literally, matter of fact, let's actually fact check you before I go. Let's do Global Hack Week .mlh.io, and then I can just do the slash schedule one. And then the older vids are going to be on YouTube. Yes, for the like they're all going to be on YouTube. So if we go over here, today in Global Hack Week stream, where this is today, this is going to be later today. I'm actually doing this one. That's really funny. So I'm doing this one. I'm also doing data dashboards and social media post scheduler. So we're gonna have a lot of fun here. They're gonna be like back to back pretty much. And then what's it called? Day one is where we are right now. I think I'm actually the last workshop for day one. I am. So yeah, like it's 6 p.m. for some of y'all. I'm the last workshop. It's 8 p.m. for some of y'all. I'm the last workshop, so it's gonna be here. And there's gonna be register links for all these for points and stuff, but I'm assuming these are already closed because they've already happened. So I'll go ahead and say like my final piece. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to go charge my laptop because it is running on thin ice. So we see here, this works exactly the way we want it. We see all these things getting tracked, and definitely like I'll clean that up. I think can I close it here? No. But these are live updates, which I think is awesome. So with this, let me see. I agree with you, Kostev. I think live is pretty useful. Like, you can engage with a lot of people. But all right, I'll be nice. Y'all can Kostev, maybe you get like 1 or 2 more minutes to double check right now. If not, you can just find him on Twitch or something. I'm about to end the stream because I gotta make sure that I can finish all my other stuff I have to do for today. Hey, it's early for me. I'm allowed to yawn. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. All of you know that, but nobody said that but me. All right, Kostav, you confirm this, and then that's gonna be the end of our stream. And then yeah, it sounds totally good. And I appreciate you coming to join the community. Thank you, everybody that's here.
How do you know that Supabase is the one for your project? Um, I can just go over here, and then let me close this one out. And then I have it specifically tailored to Supabase. You don't have to use Supabase, but if you're gonna copy this one specifically, it'll be required. And then I have like these, which again I'm going to delete right after. It's going to be these specifically for it to make it work. And then, all right, y'all. Sri has a little bit to do it, and then I am going to go ahead and that'll save actually. So, all right, thank y'all so much, everybody. I really appreciate it, and y'all have a great yeah. That's what I was thinking, but it's okay. Just y'all be safe. All right, thank you so much. It was great to talk to everybody, and have fun.